Promise.
Promise
Neverland.
Neverland.
Okay, so I'll start off by saying it. One of the things we said last week was that we kind of wanted there to be a falling out, and we kind of did get that. And I thought for the most part it was done relatively okay. But what I really want to talk about, and we can work our way back after we finish talking about this, is because I kind of like, I gotta be honest, I like the idea, because remember, you and I, one of the biggest things we're kind of mad about is that all of the kids don't feel like unique within themselves as characters. They kind of just feel like generic bowling pins 1 through 75. But like, what's great about this moment here, where they kind of go against Emma's wishes here, going against her wishes and creating like a split off faction, that creates more individuality for them. So
Oh yeah.
I like that a lot, actually, how they're like, no, we're going anyway, and that's going to create a lot of interesting drama, in my opinion, that they're choosing to go, even though, you know, Ray and Emma said no. So I think that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, the little splintering off is nice. You know, the one dude that Lucas entrusted the note to, that's cool. You know, him saying we need to protect the family, you know, made it feel a little more human.
Oh yeah, and one of the reasons that I had messaged you and said it felt like there was a more content in this chapter than usual, it's because I can list at least 3 things that happened. We had the argument, we had the revelation that there actually was contact, and then we had the shit at the end with the splitting off. So it was a little bit more content than usual, because some
Go
chapters
to
where nothing
waypoint
happened.
A. Save. Okay. Next week, go to waypoint B. Save. I love your video game metaphor. The more I think about it.
I'm so glad. I think you hated it originally, and now you love it.
I did, but like the last 5 chapters are like, that was literally like watching somebody play a shitty Let's Play. You're right. I'm like, God damn it, he was right. But at the same time,
leave your dislike and leave now, please.
oh, you know, well, there's going to be at least 5 dislikes and 30.
Feed
I was
us
like,
your hate.
that's been my tagline. But this chapter was actually pretty decent. But fix me, Mom. like, God, there's still so much wrong with this fucking series from fucking arc 1 to now that I could make an entire rant video out.
Yeah, and we should actually. I think we should make an entire rant video about it one day. But
I think I can film that after this.
Yeah, if you want to do it immediately after. But I guess. Go ahead. Sorry.
Here's my one thing that I love about this chapter, and I usually am the one stomping its shambling corpse to the ground here, but I love that we had the revelation that there was a little bit of contact, and I love the reluctance to believe actually Minerva after hearing that all of the fucking allies were wiped out. I love that there's skepticism here in the kids.
I agree. So the Minerva thing,
there's a little bit of fucking humanity in these fucking kids still. They're like, do we trust them? Do we not trust them? Do we believe that this is really Minerva after all these years helping us still?
I did like that. I agree. Especially the Minerva stuff is fascinating to me, because I'm glad that Emma brought up that, you know, this doesn't feel like Minerva from how he like spoke to us earlier. This is not at all what he told us to do originally. You know what I mean? Like, because at first he was very clear about the fact, hey man, you make your own decision. But now he's it's weird. So like, and that mixed with the fact that it kind of came like right before the base was raided. That's suspicious to me.
Also, can we just appreciate the final panel of this chapter?
Oh yeah, fucked up
Andrew looking like Alexander Anderson right there.
Oh, can we?
Somebody meme that
Jesus
shit.
Christ.
Jesus Christ, I survived that explosion.
He's looking pretty fucking fierce. No, I mean, Andrew continues to be a fascinating villain. I want to know more about him, but I do like him.
Oh yeah. Andrew's the one saving grace for this arc right now.
By the way, I am currently holding my laptop above the table with my hand as I have spilled water all over my table. So I'm currently, with one hand, wiping up the water, and the other hand carrying my laptop above the table.
Yeah.
Dedication!
Dedication to stupidity.
Indeed. But yeah,
You've reached achievement 100 levels of not giving a shit, Red.
Thank you. Do you have thoughts on the contact thing though? Because since it doesn't like align with how Minerva has been shown to be in the past, and it was timed really strangely with like the enemy.
I'm with the kids here. Like, it's too convenient. Which one lays a little into the lazy writing of the author as of late.
Unless it's supposed to be that way, like a, like it's convenient because it was the enemy fucking with them or something like that.
Again, this kind of ties into what we were arguing about with Ruby. For 55 minutes, we turned a 16-minute episode into a 50-plus minute.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing: if it all depends on what the
exactly, well, that's what I was saying. It depends on the payoff here.
Well, like since they called it out that it was too convenient. Usually when an author does that, that means they're aware of how convenient it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But here's my other issue.
Good.
Here's my other issue with that. Here we have knowledge from Andrew, like, all your allies are dead. That there was a red herring of itself, possibly, to make them distrustful of any future calls or anything that happened, since then. Maybe Andrew knew that they contacted, so he threw that in there. So maybe that was another red herring thrown in there.
Yeah, to me, there's just no way in hell that, like, they get no contact for, what was it, almost 2 years. And then literally, like, it was implied, like, it was, like, a minute before Andrew raided the base, they got a call. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Exactly. So I think it was thrown as a diversion of Andrew dropping that line a few chapters ago, like, all your allies are dead.
Well, here's the question I have. How similar is Peter Rattari is the evil one, right? I always get him mixed up. So how similar is Peter Rattari's voice to his brothers? Could he
because that is a thing.
Could he mimic Minerva's voice? Could he just be like, could he say some shit to fuck with him?
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, could he have... This is William Minerva. I'm definitely not Peter Rattari. Listen to my words. Blah, 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 blah. Go here. Go. Reforge your promise. Blah, 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 blah.
It sounds like you're doing Obama, a shitty Obama impression right now.
I kind of was.
But, no, I mean, I guess... Here's what he could be doing. Here's what he could be doing.
As if it was a mic.
I have a theory. So, what if he's pushing them towards making the new promise... So that, because here's the thing, if they say, all right, go and make the new promise now, how easy would it be to fucking, I don't know, ambush them at the location? Because I guarantee you, Peter Rattari's people know about that location.
Exactly.
Because they've probably, I believe they are in charge of upholding the promise. So
exactly. So they're just like, you know what? We can just have snipers here and tanks here. We can fucking Donald Trump this shit.
We can overkill. Oof. Is it bad to compare these kids to the current caravan?
I mean, it's not technically not a caravan of children.
Is that a bad joke? I'm gonna ponder that for a second. The government overreacting to what probably amounts to a bunch of harmless people. Yeah.
Did David do a fuck up again?
I didn't. No, I think it's all right.
I've been known to derail video.
It's fine. So that's what the chaos part of controlled chaos. But so I guess like I said, the three things I want to talk about were so we had that kind of had that falling out. And I like that.
I love that Jillian was the one to call it out. Like, we need to save Hugo and Lucas.
Yeah, that was interesting to see that side of her, considering, like, the biggest thing I remember from her is when she held,
her holding two fucking machine guns.
Yeah. I'm glad you... So, a motionless girl can be emotional, I guess.
Maybe it's her time of the month.
Ooh. The opinions reflected and stated by David do not equate to the opinions reflected by me. I simply work with the man. But yes, no, I suppose it probably has something to do with the fact that her group Jillian/Gillian, however you pronounce your fucking name, her group kind of was the ones that were like with Lucas for a long time. So I suppose that makes sense that it would. This could even very well turn into like similar to the argument that Killua and Gon had over Kite, where like Killua was a lot calmer about it, and Gon, instead of, Gon would be like, "Of course you don't care about his life. You never knew him like I did." You know what I mean? So it's kind of one of those where they could easily be like, "Yeah, you never know him as long as we did."
Gillian was basically raised by Lucas. Of course, she's going to have emotional attachment to him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why she would give a fuck about you.
I mean, it's
Forever
probably
21
more Lucas
checking you out.
Yeah.
But like, it's just the bit of fucking humanity we see from Jillian. They're just like, wow, the last time we saw this character have any goddamn personality was her mowing down motherfuckers. And now we see this, more feminine, like, I care about my people,
yes,
side.
Because the trait of caring about someone is feminine.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's the loving maternal side of that, not just that, but the family.
I get you.
To her, this is her father figure.
I agree. David, I have a question. As a fan of punk rock and heavy metal, if Gillian had access to an iPod at the time of the double machine gun shooting, what would she be listening to while mowing those fuckers down? What's a good song?
I would assume, just judging by her personality, it would either be something on a Chris level, Mick Gordon, BFG Division, maybe from the Doom soundtrack, or
the Doom,
or she would have some really, really Marilyn Manson style shit playing on there. Because who the fuck else do you just mow down a bunch of motherfuckers to? Oh wait, he was blamed for that for Columbine. Oof.
Double. That double oof though. Oh, bruh.
I think that's the first time we've had the double oof in a video.
Nothing's gonna get an oof out of you quicker than a reference to Columbine.
But like that's a factual thing. His music and metal as a whole was blamed for that kind of shit.
Right, because people like to blame anything but the actual act.
Exactly. And now it's video games that are causing the violence.
Mm-hmm. So, oh god, many jokes that could potentially get us trouble aside. I'm
on a roll today, aren't I, Red?
Well, the reason I brought that up is because if we do still do that abridged series, which I know we've been talking about, I want to have her, like, I want to edit her putting in, like, an earbud and listening to some shit while she's mowing down people.
I think the most appropriate song for that would be the BFG Division from Doom.
But the Seinfeld version where it's like, Doom.
Oh, God.
Seinfeld Doom. It's like, this is all I could find.
This is all I can find that's copyright free.
Yeah.
Fuck YouTube.
We need to see if Smooth McGroove did a cover of it.
Oh my god. Yeah, he is copyright free, isn't he?
Yes, because it is his bearded, sexy voice. They can't copyright it. They try, but they can't. But yeah, so I guess main point here, final point, wrapping it up, I appreciate what he did with having them split off, because that makes them not just robots. Because, I was literally worried that it would just be like an argument and then nothing comes from it. I'm glad that this is actually showing what happens. Groups break down. So I like that that's happening. And
it's almost like the author kind of Carrie Shawcross this shit.
Yeah,
like, we acknowledge
I'm not going to say that yet, because this happens all the time with Promised Neverland, where you'll get like one good chapter and then 20 bad ones.
And we acknowledge that the standing around and talking meme. But wait for next chat volume.
Well, it's a little different with Ruby, because Ruby, in case you don't know, anyone watching, it's a Rooster Teeth animated thing. With Ruby, like they had like a whole practically a year in between the volumes, you know? And
Right.
with this, it's a weekly chapter release, so I'm not going to flip-flop back and forth that easily with this, because it's a chapter-by-chapter basis. With Ruby, they very clearly took the 9-month break they had to give it the whole process an overhaul. He's not going to make this much of a change in this 1 week. So, yeah, I mean... I just think it was good for what we've been getting. Promised Neverland's been rocky with me lately, but I like this direction in the story, and I'm intrigued as to where it'll go.
Okay, so I did say something in our DMs that I want to reference here. How is it that a meh chapter of generic shonen manga can still outshine this? And that's why I really was referencing maybe doing another video after this, because I don't want to dive into 30 minutes of me just fucking ripping on a video that we want to, you know, we might want to do like our problems with it, you know, currently and what they can improve on video.
So we did we did an our problems with Promised Neverland video about a couple months ago. I don't know if it's worth doing one now. I was definitely thinking if we ever make the choice to drop it, we'll definitely make another one.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure if it's go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. There's quite a few things that we could actually talk about, you know, currently in this new wave of manga that we're getting too, like the Jujutsu Kaisens and the shit like that we can compare, you know, how that series is able to, you know, do much better than what Promised Neverland's doing, and why, you know, Therm and I are going to be doing, you know, fucking chapter discussions on Jujutsu Kaisen and instead of like me and Noble doing like 7 Deadly Sins and shit like that.
Are you dropping that? Confirmed?
I'm not going to do it week to week, definitely, because there's definitely not enough to talk about.
No, that's fair.
Week to week.
Yeah.
Because it's like, here's 17 panels of fucking action and here's 3 plot points.
No, that's 100% fair. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say for now, if you want to know our problems with Promised Neverland, I think they were pretty well wrapped up in our previous video, which if I can remember, I will card it. If not, just search through our channel on the Promised Neverland. I believe it would be in the playlist for Promised Neverland.
It is in the playlist.
I'm pretty sure I'll card it, but maybe I won't. But honestly,
here's what I will say though, Red, and I think you can agree with me here. A subpar. I know there's never a bad chapter of Hunter x Hunter, but
no, I know,
a subpar
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Still shits on the best chapters of Promised Neverland as of late.
I was gonna say as of late. I think early, like first 30 chapters of Promised Neverland are legit really good.
Just on par. You know, like they were on par with some of the better chapters of fucking Hunter x Hunter. They were on par with, you know, some of your best chapters of JoJo. They were on par with, you know, some of your best, you know, fucking. I would even say, and this is me throwing the fanboys under the bus. I would say that the first 30 chapters of The Promised Neverland are still better than the entirety of the Dragon Ball manga as a whole.
Yeah.
And take your goddamn nostalgia glasses off and suck it up. Dragon Ball was not the greatest fucking manga of all time. It's not the greatest fucking anime of all time.
Dragon Ball created a formula, and that formula is a good formula. And I like the formula, but it's basically like comparing, I'm trying to think of a good example here, like comparing, you know, like milk, just normal milk, to like chocolate milk and strawberry milk. You know, normal milk's great, but you could fucking do different shit with that milk. That's the best thing I got.
like My Hero Academia is able to take that Dragon Ball formula, that shonen stereotype formula, as we've coined it, and make it its own.
And the point I'm making is I actually quite enjoy that formula. I have a lot of guilty pleasures for the formula of training, getting stronger, defeating things, but you can do more with it. So, yeah. That's I think
even Giga put this pretty well. With, like, the isekai fucking shit that we're getting right now. Like, this million fucking isekai videos. I was watching the fucking winter or whatever season we're technically in right now of anime. Like, I thought I was over it, and then they drug me back in with this. Because they were able to make it unique.
Oh, you can always find a way to make it unique.
Right.
Yeah.
And, like, that's how the shonen formula is supposed to work. You're supposed to put your own spin on it. The first 30 chapters of fucking Promised Neverland teetered that line between shonen and seinen that Hunter x Hunter is famous for.
Because I didn't consider it. I didn't ever want it to have fights, really.
Well, no, but, like, it's in the Shonen Jump. It's in Shueisha's imprint. So technically it's Shonen. Just like fucking Hunter x Hunter is technically Shonen,
Yeah,
but
but
it
I
teeters
consider
between
shonen
the two.
like manga that have like heavy,
You know, your
emphasis on fighting.
Naruto, you know, Chidori, Rasengan.
Heavy emphasis on fighting in a long run format is how,
Yeah, that's your traditional, but like, as long as it's in the Shonen Jump magazine, it's technically branded as Shonen.
Well, there's a difference. There's a shonen is a genre, and there's a brand called shonen. It's like band-aids and bandages. You know, not every bandage is a band-aid.
Yeah, it's definitely taking its own fucking turn from not just being that genre to, you know, being branded as this. And that's like Isekai on right now. You know, you take the time I got reincarnated as a slime, one of them fucking current anime out there. Like, take that, you know, you're not reincarnated as a human, you're not dropped in this world, you're a fucking slime, you're the weakest enemy in a video game. And yet you're still kind of finding your fucking, you know, everything here. You're cheering on a literal fucking fodder enemy.
That show looks interesting to me. I gotta check that out.
You're cheering on the fodder of Dragon Quest.
So, David, I have a legit question for you, and audience, please, you know, put some comment in here as well. I'm getting to the point where I'm wondering if we need to legitimately stop reviewing this series, because every video, we've lost passion for it, and every video is just the same, us shitting on it. So, I am honestly, what do you think about that?
You know, I'm not to the point where I want to drop the series. I'm still invested in the story till the very end, so I can continue to make content out of this series. But I've lost the passion to discuss this series week to week in a way. If that makes any sense to you.
Do you want to maybe gather up, like, how many do you think would be the best for that? Like,
that's why I threw out before I left, like, maybe throw together like 5 of them. You know, kind of like I'm doing with 7 Deadly Sins.
Here, I got a good way to do it. Let's do 4 so we can do, like, the month of Promised Neverland chapters. So, like, February's chapters, March's chapters.
Yeah, that works too. Like, I fucking love 7 Deadly Sins. I will be with that series if it's fucking Fairy Tail to Oblivion, because Kodansha loves to milk their shonen series. I fucking love that series.
So,
but I can't make content out of that series week to week because there's legitimately, like, it would be us releasing a 7-minute video every fucking week.
So here's the, I will just go real meta with this. But I think we'll just have to bite the bullet here. If we do it in that monthly fashion, we will get less views. But I honestly, I think that these videos are a lot more for our subscribers that like them. You know, your Mr. Washes, your Fuya Hanabis. You know, like, so as long as you guys are okay, I would be curious on your thoughts on that. Let us know in the comments, seriously, how you feel about that. Because if you want us to keep doing it weekly, we will bite that bullet and do it. But I honestly think that we might just bunch them into, like, groups of 4. Do maybe, like, an hour-long video for all of them. You know, so we don't, because it is getting to the point where because I don't want these videos, I don't want each one of these videos to devolve into 90% just, here's why we don't like the series. Like, obviously we can shit on specific aspects that are bad, but, like, I'm getting sick of, like, just it being the same thing every time where it's like us struggling to come up with shit to talk about, because we've really mostly lost the passion.
Here's what's funny. I've talked more about isekai anime and the shonen formula in the last, like, 5-10 minutes than we've talked about the fucking chapter itself.
Now, here's a good counter thing to this. If you're a fan of Ruby at all, Ruby is the exact opposite right now. David and I, we made a 50-minute video, not even trying, off of a 15-minute episode of Ruby. And when he told me it was 50 minutes, I was shocked. I was like, "You're kidding me!" Like, so it's. I looked
at the Discord call time, and I looked at my clock. I'm like, "Did we just talk for almost a fucking hour about a 16-minute chapter?"
So it's not a problem with us. We can talk about shit. Promised Neverland gives us nothing.
Just like 7 Deadly Sins gives us nothing. And it's sad because I fucking love that series, but yeah, I don't know. And here's the issue. I know Noble's not going to watch this video, so I don't give a shit if I say this. I don't know if it's mine and Noble's chemistry as of late. Especially before I left. you know, like, I don't know if it has something to do with that or if it has to do with the fact that there's legitimately not enough content to talk about.
Honestly, well, yeah, it doesn't. It's not a big deal. I don't think a lot of people were crazy invested in the Seven Deadly Sins one, so it doesn't matter as long as we're replacing it with something, and it sounds like you are with Thurman, so that's fine.
Yeah, so I'm going to during con even I might just record the first like Jujutsu Kaisen video. Just like go up to the quiet room or go up to like the balcony there and just like fucking record that shit. Because I can take my laptop with me to fucking Comic-Con.
It's probably smarter to just do it when you know, through either if he goes to your house itself or through a Discord call like that, because that's going to be a hell of a lot of background noise. And I don't know if you've ever been in the quiet room. The rules of the quiet room are you don't talk in there. Like it's literally for like nursing mothers and shit. Like you don't talk.
Right. Okay.
I went into the quiet room thinking it would be like a place where you could chill and talk, and then I was like, oh wait, no, it was literally like dark. Some people were sleeping. Like it's not for what you think it is.
Okay. So that scratches a lot of my other plans for the quiet room.
What was the quiet? What, you gonna fuck in the quiet room?
I'll leave that.
The purpose of the quiet room. It's not gonna be quiet when you're fucking.
I'll leave that to interpretation of whatever you want.
Yeah. David has been hoeing lately, like hardcore hoeing.
I have. God damn.
He's not even ashamed of it.
I'm not.
Oh my god. So yes, no, honestly, just film when we have no background noise. Stop thinking you can film like in front of a train station and it'll be fine. It's not gonna work. Here we are at downtown steelworker factory.
What kind of train station, Red?
The fuck train?
The fuck train has no brakes.
Choo choo, motherfuckers. Rainer Reyes Jr. Best derailing of the video. What we just referenced was an old Achievement Hunter thing. Look it up. Look up the fuck train has no brakes.
How the fuck did we get to that?
Because Promise Neverland. See, now this almost makes me think we should keep doing videos on Promise Neverland because we went to Columbine references, the fuck train, you fucking in the quiet room. Like,
oh my god.
Oh, no.
David.exe is broken again. My god. But like, here, back to what I was saying though. Like, what I respect about this series is it was able to border that fucking line. Like, and I was comparing it to like how the time I got reincarnated as a slime because it was able to flip it, the shonen formula to that of a fucking Hunter x Hunter level. That's what I remember when I first got into the series. We came back from watching Logan.
Yeah.
Way back when we first started this goddamn channel. Like, this was one of our first fucking non-podcast related videos. Us talking about this shit.
That's very true. Promise Neverland holds a very dear place to our channel. Sorry, now I'm getting up and plugging in my laptop. Red's a mess today. I just
Red,
think go on this long, damn it.
Red, this is why I kept my lap.
Shut up. Also, you cut out, so now who's the mess? But
yeah, I strayed far away from the mic because I was grabbing another drink.
What I was saying though, this series is very.
You want to know how much of a mess I am right now, Control Chaos? I am sitting on my mini fridge because I have been too lazy to walk my fucking DX Racer into my bedroom. Reorganizing this place to where I like it.
No, so this series is very steeped in history with the channel. Like, we started when we thought that just doing podcasts would get people here for some reason.
This was when, hey, Red, you got me hooked on Off Topic. That's what got me like, we should do our own podcast. Yeah. We should do
with
this.
Blackjack and hookers and not funny.
Well, some of them were funny. Some of them were legitimately fucking hilarious. Like the time we derailed Thurman.
David, you're hardcore cutting out.
See, motherfucker! See!
Alright, you cut out real bad again there, David.
I kind of am the Thurman here. But, like, like remember the Yang versus Link death battle. Like some of our moments in the podcast were legitimately funny.
Yeah, this is, by the way, no longer a Promise Neverland review. We're just this is a podcast now. So no, there were good moments. But like those moments should have been their own videos because that's how you make things searchable and shit like that. But
exactly,
we had to learn how to run a channel. We had to learn how to run a channel. But getting back on topic, Promise Neverland was one of our original.
Speaking of Thurman. He's playing Dota 2 right now.
Promise Neverland was one of our original things. We actually had a segment on that podcast that we did. You can go back to the second episode. I don't remember which one we started it.
I think it was the second.
We literally would end each podcast by talking about the recent chapters, and it was great. And this was around the time when they were like working on escaping in the original arc. So it means a lot to us, this series. But like I think that so we're never going to drop it completely, but I think that we may move down to a more chunking them into, their own little chunk things. And I do want your thoughts, all of our regulars. Please comment. Let us know what you think about this.
But yeah, definitely. So like breaking down that formula, it was able to, go into that Hunter x Hunter level fucking, breaking the mold shit. And when we were able to do that with this series, like the escape arc, it had the planning, it had the fucking execution of like, here's how we're going to do this segment of the breakout. Here's how we're going to do this segment of the breakout. Here's how we're going to do this and this and this. We're going to fucking take sheets. We're going to, take, fucking rappel down. We're going to do all this shit. It had us invested at every fucking turn. And now it's like, it's got to that shitty Let's Play metaphor that you made.
It was Death Note clever. Like, it was.
It was.
Yeah.
And like now we're at this point in the series where I don't know how much is Shueisha / Jump or whatever, the publishers or the fucking editors, like, inserting themselves into this. But it's gotten to the last arc of Bleach level bad. And that's what I fucking despise about how it's taken this turn. I fucking loved this series not a year ago.
Yeah.
And now I'm, torturing myself to continue to fucking make content out of it because we're at the point where we go point A, point B, point C, and we're done with the chapter. The fuck happened? How can we stretch this into 20-some minutes? How can we make this entertaining? This is how we make it entertaining. We derail a fucking video to fucking make a video.
And there really wasn't any derailing in the 50-minute Ruby one.
And, I mean, the only derailing in the 15-minute Ruby one was us, talking about the Djinn and how that steeps in lore to the series.
Which is related to the episode.
Exactly, but it's still technically derailing from the episode itself, but it's technically still staying within the lore of the fucking series.
The point I'm making is, it's just hard to discuss this series when you have almost no passion for it.
Exactly. So, like, let us know in the comments
because we're kind of repeating our points here. But final thoughts here.
What I want to see in the next chapter, and what I also want from you viewers, because if you made it this goddamn far in this video, you are a trooper.
You get a cookie. Type "Where's my cookie" in your comment. Like if you're make your normal comment, but end it with "Where's my cookie," and I will give you all the props in the world and somehow find a way to get you a cookie.
All right, like you made it 40 minutes into a video that was 10 minutes of talking about the chapter.
40 minutes. I will lose my shit.
It is we started this call at 11:18. It is 11:53 right now.
Doesn't need to be 40 minutes. End it.
This is how we can make content, Red. But no, what I want to see out of this chapter, and I want your thoughts here, viewers, because I think this would be genius of the author if they choose to go this route.
Ignore the beeping. Ignore the beeping.
You're making food, motherfucker.
Not food, it's my dishwasher.
Oh, okay. I forgot that beeped.
Yes.
It's only been a month. But
yeah, so honestly,
here's what I want out of this chapter. I want to see this splinter group fight Andrew.
Oh, get killed. Let's just do it.
But think about the impact that would have on the story here.
Mm-hmm.
Not just from a suspense level, not just from a like, oh shit, there are consequences to our actions still level, but just to alleviate the goddamn author level.
Yes, I think you've worded that very well. From a logistics level, we need less characters. There's too many. It's one of the biggest problems.
And who the fuck are these kids going off to get slaughtered by Andrew, who looks like Alexander Anderson?
Yeah.
Here,
peeping in here. If Andrew, like, all fucked up like this, like, disheveled, on death's door Andrew.
He just starts reciting prayers.
No. I'm saying, like, he's on death's door. He looks like he's gonna die any moment, but he's still able to, like, basically, like, 1v50 all of these kids. Okay, this is the metaphor I always use. This is the metaphor I always use, but, you know, Madara versus the Ninja Alliance.
Yeah,
when he's fighting, like, the 100,000 dudes, and just Andrew just jump in, fucking start snapping children necks.
You don't need to suffer anymore, child.
See, Andrew gives me
Sleepy Time Junction awaits you.
Me hardcore Crumbopulous Michael vibes. Like, oh, I just love killing.
I just love killing.
Like, I really just want him. Okay, that write it down. That's what Andrew is in our fucking abridged series.
That what? You cut off there.
Write that shit down. That's what Andrew's gonna be in our abridged. He's gonna be Crumbopulous Michael. He's gonna come in and he's gonna be so goddamn happy killing these kids. Like, oh,
I just love killing.
It's a living. You know, I don't really make a lot of money. The benefits aren't great, but goddamn, it's a passion job. It's a job of passion.
We have officially hit meta level of shit right here. We're talking about the fucking abridged series.
That may or may not happen depending on my level of effort.
Depending on the fact if the anime lasts that long or if it Darlene and Franks itself. Or here's the big kicker. If we even are able to do it, we will have to make a separate channel just to do it to get around copyright shit.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Oh wait, we have that from when I was going to do the gaming shit on the other channel.
So, ending this off, say in the comments, please, your thoughts on if we should bunch them together or keep them weekly.
And type, give me my cookie, or where's my cookie, or whatever.
Yeah, and then we'll know you're loyal. You're loyal! And I'll find
and then we'll
a way.
Be able to,
we will be able to tell they have to get a reward. If you want to DM me on Discord your address, I will fucking seal wrap an Oreo cookie really well.
Wait. Shh, Red. Let the professional speak.
Okay.
I will DM me on Discord, join our Discord server, find Azazel, DM me your address, and I will send you a volume of Promised Neverland Volume 1.
Wow. Really? Do you have that?
First 10 comments that are able to make it this far.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not. If I want to see how many people actually view this. First 10, I will fucking mail you the first volume.
Huh. And if you actually like us enough, because just once in my life I want someone to want my autograph, say that.
We'll sign it.
I'll yeah, if you want my shitty autograph with my shitty handwriting.
We'll sign it.
Yeah, but if you don't, that's fine. Just break it to me easily that you don't give a shit about my autograph.
There we go. There, we have our first audience interaction.
I'm down with that. Yeah, if you type "give me my cookie" and then go into Discord, prove that was you that typed "give me my cookie."
Send us your username.
Send you a fucking Promised Neverland volume. Done. I like this. I like this. So, all right.
I Rooster Teeth this shit.
I'm guessing already. So Mr. Wash has just gotten himself a free volume. Fuya Hanami has just gotten himself a free volume.
Tengu, you got yourself a volume. I'm going to assume G Swab just got himself a volume.
Ooh, my boy, my muscly boy.
My muscly boy that I'm sure he lifted off of Instagram.
I'm sure that's what he looks like in real life. If you do, goddamn.
Yeah, if that's you, my dude. You
Shout
have got
out
games.
To every fucking fan, you the best. Go get yourself free volumes. You said 10 too.
The first 10.
All right, that sounds great. Fucking, and with that, I guess.
Peace.
What a fucking freak show video that was.